My name is Clara. I grew up in Germany. When I was in school, I loved subjects like math and history, but I didn't like English. It was hard, and I thought it wasn't important. Everyone around me spoke German, so I never felt the need to learn another language. But I had a big dream. I wanted to be a flight attendant. I loved the idea of wearing a uniform, flying in airplanes, and meeting people from all over the world. I often imagined myself walking through an airport, smiling at passengers, and helping them on the flight. One summer, when I was still in school, my family decided to visit my aunt who lived in London. It was my first time flying, and I was so excited. When we arrived at the airport, I admired the flight attendants. They looked so professional and confident. During the flight, I watched them serve food and talk to passengers. I thought, this is exactly what I want to do. In London, we had a wonderful time. My aunt showed us around the city. We visited famous places like Big Ben, the London Eye, and Buckingham Palace. But even while enjoying the trip, I kept thinking about the flight. The experience made my dream even stronger. After we returned home, I told my father about my dream. He smiled but said, "Clara, if you want to be a flight attendant, you need to learn English. It's very important for this job, because you will need to talk to passengers from many countries." At the time, I didn't take his advice seriously. I thought I could get the job without learning English. But when I finished school and started applying to airlines, I realized he was right. I went to several interviews, and they asked many questions about English. "Can you introduce yourself in English?" they would ask. "How would you handle a passenger who doesn't speak German?" "What would you say if a passenger asked for help with their seatbelt or luggage?" I couldn't answer these questions. Most of the time, I didn't even understand what they were saying. I tried my best, but my English was so poor that I failed every time. It was frustrating and made me feel hopeless. I felt sad and frustrated. One day, my friend said, "Clara, if you really want to follow your dream, you need to learn English. Don't give up. Her words gave me hope, and I decided to try again. I joined an English class. It was very hard at first. I didn't understand much, and I made a lot of mistakes. But I didn't give up. I started watching English videos with subtitles and reading simple storybooks. I wrote down new words and practiced their meanings. I also practiced speaking English in front of a mirror. Over time, I got better. I even started talking to tourists. They were kind and encouraged me to keep practicing. After months of hard work, I felt ready to apply for jobs again. This time, I felt more confident. When I went for interviews, I understood the questions and could answer them. I wasn't perfect, but I did my best. One day, I got a call from an airline. The voice on the other end said, "Hello, is this Clara? This is Skystar Airlines, and we are excited to have you on board. You will get the details about training soon." I hung up and rushed to tell my family. My mother hugged me tightly, while my dad looked at me with a big smile and said, "Clara, you did it. All that hard work paid off." My first flight was exciting but also scary. I arrived at the airport early, feeling nervous yet proud. After the crew briefing, I followed everyone to the plane, my heart racing. Once on board, I had to check the cabin and make sure everything was in place. I helped passengers settle into their seats and made sure they were comfortable. I was nervous speaking to them, afraid I might not understand their English. But I smiled and did my best. As we prepared for takeoff, I reminded myself to stay calm and do my job. The excitement of it all made me forget about my nerves for a moment. The passengers were kind, and some even complimented me. With each flight, I became more confident. Now, after 2 years, I have flown to many countries, including France, Japan, the United States, and Brazil, and met so many amazing people. Passengers often praise my work, and my managers say I am doing a great job. Looking back, I am so glad I didn't give up. Learning English was hard, but it helped me achieve my dream. This journey taught me that with hard work and determination, anything is possible.